Hi, my name is Gabriel Manick. I'm an actor, and I'm thirsty. Well, it's official. I'm doing my first YouTube collab. Well, I guess technically my second one. Brian the Beer Snob and I already filmed a review for his channel prior to this one. So this is Brian the Beer Snob.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. I'm not putting like some like crowd applause, all that kind of stuff.
I have one of those on my car.
That's perfect. I might have to borrow it. So we've been hanging out all day in the Hard Pour pub, which I've been excited about because I've been checking out a few of his videos. I've never done a hard pour prior to what we're filming right now, and I think it's just such a cool concept. Obviously, you can see up here, over here it says the Man Cave, but it's the Bucks, the Buccaneers. I'm such a newbie with sports, so it's cool to be in this kind of environment. Also, especially all the memorabilia of Brian being in the Marine Corps, you know, which is really cool. Hanging out with a veteran.
Sweet.
Right.
It was good times, great times.
How long were you in the Marines?
5 years.
5 years. Very nice. And
It was long enough to learn, and it was great times. But
yeah,
I needed to conquer the real world.
absolutely.
I couldn't do it in there. I had to do it out here. So
Of course.
working on it.
That's really cool. That's really cool. I mean, I love seeing all the stuff here. Your time there, especially in aviation, right?
Aviation.
Yeah.
Love the airplanes.
Absolutely. Well, we should probably get flying, right? We are going to be reviewing 2 beers. So we're going to start with Wild Leap's Chance, which I don't know if you can see it too well here, but it's the beautiful can. I've definitely had this beer before, but it's been a while. Have you?
I have not had that one, no.
Right. Well, great brewery out of LeGrange, Georgia.
I do love
wow.
Wild Leap, though. I've had everything I've had of theirs. I've loved.
Yeah. Have you tried the local blonde?
No, but I love every single alpha abstraction that I've tried.
Yeah.
I think I got into them maybe on number 13.
Yeah.
So I've had 13, 14, 15, 16, and I believe I've got a 17 in there that I have not tried yet. But
Man, so you never tried the early days, like the
not
1
the
through
early
5?
days. No.
Those are some good ones.
I didn't start drinking good beers till I started my channel, which today is my 2-year anniversary.
Isn't that amazing? We realized that, like, as we're talking, it's like, oh, it's May 1st. I'm like, today's May 1st. So it's pretty cool. Congratulations
I'm disappointed I did not get myself an anniversary gift.
That's well, I mean, this is sort of kind of a gift, you know? Like,
It is,
You
it
know,
is.
meeting new people.
It's always nice hanging out with new people in the Hardcore Pub.
I agree.
I tell everybody, you're always welcome here. He took me up on the offer. I love it.
Yeah. It's the way to go, man.
Sweet.
You gotta when the universe reaches out to you, you gotta welcome it and say yes. So on the back of this can it says, if you don't do wild things when you're young, you'll have nothing to smile about when you're old. I love that. I love
I'll be
that.
smiling when I'm old.
There you go. It's like gone, but with a smile. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, I want that what that guy's having. All right, so let's so we're gonna hard pour it
All right.
because this is what you do. So it's pretty nice,
I hope the microphone can pick that up because that is just the most awesome sound ever.
right? I hope so too. I think it will because that's a boom mic, so it should get it.
Oh, this has got quite the aroma. I'm just holding it down
Oh
here.
yeah,
And I'm getting hit in the face with this aroma. This smells wonderful.
yeah. And there's
Oh,
still some left in here, so.
a little hazy.
Oh yeah, I think this was known as like one of their first like juicy IPA, something like that.
It says number 2 on the back.
Number 2.
So is this their...
Who does number 2 work for?
Who does number 2 work for?
That's right, buddy. You show that turd who's boss.
Wow, I like how that smelled.
Right?
This is taking me right to the beach.
Oh man, yeah, that sounds great. So we're gonna take a sip of this. So first sip's the one that counts when you are thirsty.
And I am. Cheers.
Cheers. That's bright.
I use that word in some of my reviews.
Oh yeah.
And then I try to explain to somebody, what do I mean when I say bright? To me, it's like when the flavor's in your mouth and then it's just like bursting.
Yeah.
It's bright.
Yeah, it's kind of like a flower that comes to bloom.
Yeah.
That's what it does with the taste buds.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is pretty neat.
I'm really digging the smell of this one. I wish, it's 2022, why don't we have smell-o-vision by now?
Oh, seriously? I mean, didn't they tease
mean-
that in certain movies? It's like, oh, you can just smell it. They had like instead of it being a microphone, it just goes right to your nose, and you can just smell what's on the TV.
That would be nice. I can picture myself hanging out by the water and drinking this. What's the alcohol in this one?
I think it's 6.2. Yep, 6.2.
6.2. So
6.2.
it's a heavier hitter than a light beer, which I know a lot of people would drink light beers all day long, but
Yeah,
I would rather have a few good beers, and I like that little bit ramped up alcohol.
Of
That.
course.
That's nice.
and because also the bitterness isn't aggressive. This is another reason why I think in the last few reviews that I've done, like an IPA, this is not in your face bitter.
Right.
Where non-beer drinkers, or let's just even say non-IPA drinkers, would like that.
Yeah. I think a problem a lot of beer drinkers who try to get into IPAs, the problem they have is the one that they picked first was a really obnoxious one.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
think that's what they all taste like. So like, I'm not into IPAs.
Right.
But saying you're not into an IPA, that's a whole style, and there's plenty of different flavors of IPAs.
Yeah,
So if you tried one and didn't like it, you just didn't try the one that was right for you.
totally.
Try another one. I mean,
I don't blame you. It's what is it? The gateway IPAs. Like when I worked at either some brewery or at Ponce City Market at the Tap on Ponce, people say, "Oh, I don't really like IPAs." You either turn them on with IPAs through Tropicalia, Chance.
I think
Yeah.
pale ales in general are a good gateway to IPAs because all the flavors are still there. They're just they're subdued. They're
Sure.
subtle. So nothing is gonna like come out and jump in your face. It's there. It's mild. And it's like, okay, once you start digging that flavor and you want a little bit more of it, then you can go over to the IPAs where they're going to be more pronounced.
I agree with you. Have you ever had Honbrolo by Monday Night Brewing?
No.
It was their first hazy pale ale.
Okay.
Yeah, it was so good. People loved it. All right, well, one last little sip of this, and then we're gonna score it.
All right.
So 0 to 10.
Okay.
You can go decimal points, whichever you want, but that's how we score.
Okay.
So take a last sip.
I think I got a number. You want me to go first? Or you
Oh,
go first?
guess go first, and it's on the juice. I guess this would be juicy IPA for a juicy IPA.
Okay, so it does have the IPA flavors, but this is not a super bold. It's not a super bold. I've had ones that were really bold, but I think for what it is, and this when you talk about the gateway into IPAs, I mean this is an IPA, so it's weird that I would say that an IPA is a gateway into the IPA. But
Yeah.
this one, just because it's got the flavors, it's there. It's mild.
Mm-hmm.
It is flavorful. It's mildly displayed in this fine beverage right here.
Totally.
So what I would say this is a 7.
Very
Just
nice.
because
Okay.
I have tasted better, I've tasted worse, but I could see myself drinking this. Like I say, if you're by the water, this, and you're a beer person, you're maybe not into IPAs. This is an IPA you could drink. So if it's your gateway to get into it, it's not going to be a 10, but it's definitely drinkable. I like it. 7.
Solid. Okay, so we got a 7 for Brian over here. And I will admit, so this is Brian's first time having the Chance IPA. I've definitely had it a lot. It's probably been a year, maybe a little over a year since I've had it. So with my bias, I'm going to go with an 8.6. I'm going to go with an 8.6. Now, so that's my official score. If I took the bias out of it, I'd probably go maybe a 7.9, but it's an 8.6. Such a great beer, Wild Leap Chance. Let's see, I'm gonna give it a 7.8. A 7.8. It's really good. That is fantastic. I'm so grateful right now. I feel so grateful. I feel really, really grateful. Life is good.